Shadow and Bone.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
We like shows that are
read the book.
Yeah, we like shows that are based off of books though, because maybe we'll get into the books. We're bigger readers than other stuff. But you said good written characters. I just brought this up the other day. We're on like episode 4 or 5. I don't know. But
Yeah, I think we're on 5.
I was like, I was like, this show feels like it's written by a 90s man.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, the main character, which is a woman, they have no idea what to do with her.
They're like,
she's in love with this guy in season 1.
Or gotta be pregnant.
Yeah. She only has two pieces of news. She's married or pregnant.
Yeah.
Because in season 1,
she's with a guy.
she's with a guy. Can't be with the guy.
So they give her to the guy who's the powerhouse.
So they give him to this other guy. So she's like, what the heck? I'll marry this guy.
Yeah.
So then
then she realizes he's the bad guy. So she goes back to the first guy.
So then she goes back to the first guy.
And the first guy's like, I love you. And she's like, I've always loved you too.
And so then they run away. Season 2. Here we are.
Only to get found.
So then season 2, they're like, we're together. That's it.
And it doesn't matter where we go.
But then they get picked up by this crew. And then the captain of the crew is like, you know what? We should get married. And she's like, okay.
Because it turns out he's the prince of the place she just tried to run away from.
And she's like...
It's like, because, political alliances. And it's like, we only need to be engaged.
And while the bad guy is still like, we're going to be together. The whole thing is about who is this woman going to be together with?
Yeah.
And then her only options are... Well, I guess to get out of this mess, I got to marry that guy.
Yeah.
But don't worry, guy. I actually I'm not going to sleep with him or anything.
And even Guy 3 knows that I'm in love with Guy 1. So it's all good.
Terrible. Terrible character.
Just saying, though, in actual political things like that, though, people would go into marriages knowing that it's like, I know you don't love me. You have your concubine, have your man, whatever.
So yes, those are real things. But the way it's played off in the show... And again, it might be played off differently in the book. It might be just fine in the book. But in the show, it's terrible.
It's pretty bad.
It is barefoot pregnant in the kitchen terrible.
Yeah.
It is bad. To the point where I'm like, I honestly care about everybody else except for the main character. It drives me nuts when I can't like the main character.
There's been so many shows we've watched where you're like, I don't like the main character.
Yeah, crazy town decisions that they're making with this lady. And then the other main thing is in season 1, they talk about these magical beasts,
amplifiers.
which are called amplifiers.
So we know that there can be human amplifiers because we saw the Darkling amplifier power. So we know that
But again, it wasn't explained well. The writing wasn't great because we assumed that amplifiers were just these 3.
Yeah, just Mara Sorov's 3.
3
the
magical
stag,
beasts.
The Sea Whip, and the Firebird, which we didn't even know their names back
then. And so you run to the stag in season 1. Spoilers.
And it's kind of a cool moment. The stags are like,
they build it up and blah, blah, blah. And I remember watching season 1 with you and we're both like, that thing is cool.
Yeah.
We like that.
That's a stag.
That's a stag. And she ends up getting his power. We're like, weird, but okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, we're like, okay, yes, we know that you have to take a piece of it.
Yeah.
To have its powers.
So then,
be amplified.
Again, we're gonna keep spoiling this. Into season 2,
we
she's
don't
like,
do non-spoiler.
You know what I should do? I should go get another amplifier. And we're like, okay, makes sense.
Makes sense.
Very typical fantasy story.
You couldn't take down the fold with one.
I need a power up. So she's going to get her power up. It happens like that. She's like, bang. Well, guess I got a power up. We're like, wait, was that it? Was that the beast? Was it like...
it was so dumb. So the whole time, too, she's like, I don't think we need to kill it. Don't kill it, because I think there's a way that I can take its power, or have it give me power without killing it. Even though everybody's like, you have to kill it. And so they get through this whole thing. The Sea Whip, which is actually pretty nifty design, but it's a bit smaller than I was expecting it to be, killed a couple of the crew.
And so she just kills it.
Was about to kill, her true love. So she kills it. And we don't talk any further about that. We don't talk at all about how maybe she feels guilty that she had to kill it. Oh, she wished that she didn't have to kill it because there had to have been another way. Or, I'm sorry I had to kill it, but I'm glad that I saved your life. None of that.
But also, it's not explained well about the number of amplifiers you can have. We have learned at this point, both because we've cheated by looking it up, but also
most people are only supposed to have
One.
one.
So-
And most people only have a regular
so
amplifier, which we learned can be a
it's
shark.
different.
even.
Yeah, I don't know. But like, so when she gets 2, our immediate thought was, all right, so you're going after the third one. So in the show, when she's like, nah, 2's enough, I got this. We're
Yeah.
like, why aren't you going to get the third
Yeah.
one? It, to us, at least the way it's explained in the show, was stupid. Because then she's like, oh no, I failed. We're like, yeah, because
Yeah.
you need the third one.
Duh.
Like,
She even says later on,
it's
she's
like saying,
I
hey,
feel...
there's a Triforce, but I'm pretty sure I only need one piece of it.
Yeah.
It's a Triforce.
Triforce. It's
There's
not a
3 of them.
Uniforce.
Yeah.
She even says later on in one of the episodes, she's like, I feel like unbalanced. Like, I need to have the third. I'm like thinking to myself, it's like, yes,
She
because,
does before she
because-
gets the second one.
No, it's actually,
Or is it after?
Yeah, it's after.
Oh, okay. But
thinking
anyway.
about it in terms of nature, right? 1 point is actually fairly stable. When you get 2 points, that's when things can seesaw, right? But when you get 3, it becomes stable again.
Yeah.
So, yes, if there's 3 of them that were made by Mara Sovovich, you need all 3.
And I'm sure this is laid out better in the book.
I hope it is.
If it's
Because
not, I
how
don't
did
know
it
how
turn
it got
into a
this.
TV show?
Meaning, well, some things get because people know
Aragon.
people and stuff. Well, Aragon's a good series.
Yeah.
It's a good series.
Yeah, but then it got turned into a terrible movie
It got turned into a terrible movie.
and video game.
So the show is fine. We're gonna finish it because fantasy and books. But
And then every episode is started with this like promotional 5-second thing that's like Shadow and Bone, and then
it's like stuff you would see on like a TV promo before a chips commercial or something.
yeah.
It is weird. Why
like,
would you
what is
waste your
this?
money on this? Because it had to be animated. Mm-hmm. What a waste. Anyway, that's all I got to say about Shadow
I was
and
going
Bone.
to talk about the crows real quick, like just because I actually kind of enjoyed the crows in the first season because it was like this motley crew. They got hired. They're going to take down the main character because they need to bring her back. Which turns out the person who hired them was the prince anyway to find her and bring her back. Who was also the privateer crew leader. I don't know.
Who's now going to hire them again?
Who's
They're
now
gonna
going to
find
hire
a
them again to
sword,
find the Firebird or the
I don't
sword.
know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's not great writing.
But now, like, season 2 comes along, and it's all about his revenge. The main crow guy, Kaz. It's all about his revenge. I'm like, I don't care. Even when they
Which-
told us the
yeah.
backstory,
Which
which
they-
was sad.
Which they might have tied in.
Yeah. Which, even his backstory is sad and understandable. But his revenge was very...
It wasn't satisfying.
No.
And like neither for the character story arc.
Well, and because
It was-
he
yeah.
stopped caring about his friends. We established in season 1, while maybe he's a bit rough around the edges, he cares about his crew.
Well, and
But in the second season, he put their lives on the line.
we've seen characters devolve. This is is a very common story arc where you'll see a character devolve where I have to let my friends go to get what I want. Like, and he even points out, it's like, you know what your mistake was? You let somebody in. Okay, fine. If that's the arc you were going to have, I needed to see that de-evolution, right? You're falling into this, pushing your friends away and stuff.
Yeah.
This was just immediate, I hate everybody. Even though everybody was like, you need to tell us what's going on. And he's like, no. And they're like, okay.
Pretty much.
So it's that's all I really had to say. It's fine. If you want, you can watch it. I don't necessarily recommend
if you
it.
want.
Yeah. But we'll probably talk about it when it's over.